big things are going on. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Strength Classroom. Today I'm showing you week 1, day 1 of dynamic effort workouts. And so I mentioned in a previous video, in case you've never seen it, that I cannot for the life of me do barbell cleans. It has nothing to do with the motion, although I am pretty inefficient with that, due to what I'm about to tell you. I broke my collarbone when I was younger, and it healed in kind of like a Z pattern. It's not like it's fragile or anything. It's just that it sticks out a bit, and it's like right at the point where the barbell would sit. Front squats are uncomfortable enough for me, and that's a controlled environment where the bar is just supposed to sit there. And something like a power clean or just a full clean, just any type of clean to the shoulder, it's uncontrolled, let's say. So I've been looking at this and fooling around with this on Instagram, and this seems like a decent replacement. I'm still pretty inefficient with these. Triple extension is hard to do. Catching it in the right spot is hard to do, but at least it's something I can work towards. Like, that was actually a kind of a perfect rep there. It's something I can work towards and still get, I don't know, even if it's like 60% of the benefits of cleans, I'd be okay with that. And it's just something to put on a dynamic day to get a little bit more explosive, something that an exercise that you can't do slow. And I alternated that with plyo push-ups with a band wrapped around my back. So now the typical dynamic effort work, you have 135 pounds with 70 pounds of band. I did 6 sets of 3. And on the upper body day, I'm going to be working up afterwards, as you would see here. So I have 175 pounds on the bar, and I'm still doing it for 3 reps. Now, just because the bar speed is slowing down, that's fine. I've already done the plyo push-ups, I've done the cleans, and I've done the standard sets of dynamic bench. So this is just extra strength training, and it just has bands on it. My main assistance of the day was landmine pressing. I like to do shoulder work, like shoulder pressing, on the dynamic day as opposed to the max effort day. It's not to say I disagree and don't think it should go on the max effort day, nor is it to say that I have never put it on the max effort day, because I have. But I just feel like if you want to put in heavy shoulder work, putting it on the dynamic day is fine, because most likely you did not choose a shoulder lift for your dynamic effort work. So I just feel like it complements it nicely if you're trying to figure out what type of assistance you should do on dynamic upper day. I feel like that is a perfect way to structure it. So just did 2 sets of 10, nothing crazy, just got some different camera angles here. What I like about the landmine press, it's almost like a hybrid. It's an angle that you can't replicate with free weights, or like on a bench, I should say. So that's what I like about the landmine pressing. It's just a different angle, and it hits the upper back a lot too, I've noticed. Then I did a little, not necessarily a superset, I bounced back and forth between doing these rolling extensions. Those are, I believe, either 45-ish pounds for the extensions. I did anywhere from 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps. If you have creaky elbows or you get elbow pain from normal extensions, try giving these a shot. It's like a hybrid extension / press. If you are feeling anything in your elbows during this, you want to get stronger lats, and that's why I move on to chest supported rows with kettlebells. The key with a chest supported row, in my opinion, which a lot of people do not do, is if you look at me right there, how I'm rowing, I'm trying to get my chest off the pad at the top, all the way at the top. That's the end range of motion at the top. And at the bottom, I'm actually trying to reach for the floor and like round my back. That is a full rep, in my opinion. That is what this has the advantage over in terms of, like, compared to like a barbell row. It's not to say a barbell row is bad. That offers advantages and disadvantages, just like this exercise offers advantages and disadvantages. So you can fully protract and fully retract. You can do that with a barbell row, but you can't really get the same stretch because there's no pad under you. There's no resistance under you with a barbell row. It's just you hanging. And if you were to do this with a barbell row, your lower back would eat some of the tension, whereas here your upper back and lats eat all of the tension. There's nothing to do with your lower back here. So that's why I choose to do chest supported rows specifically for back growth. It offers nothing for the core, whereas barbell does. So you always have to evaluate what your goals are going to be when choosing an exercise. There's no, this exercise is always better than another exercise. Every exercise is going to have its own pros and cons. It just depends on what you're working on. Then kettlebell loo raises. I'm starting to like this better than normal loo raises. I might make a video comparing the two. I learned this from, I can't remember his name, and even last video I said I was going to get his name. If you notice, I don't go all the way at the bottom. I kind of stay at like my rib level. And the key to this exercise is keeping the dumbbells flat, or kettlebells, sorry, flat at the bottom and having them balanced. And this allows your shoulder girdle and just your shoulder muscles to work a lot harder due to the instability feature, I guess you want to say, of the exercise. I did 3 sets of 12-15 of this as well. And then I learned this exercise. I want to get my forearm stronger, not necessarily bigger. And I'm not talking about typical forearm exercises, but like pronation and supination of my hand. So the turning of the wrist. My right wrist gives me not issues, but I've noticed sometimes like it just feels a little bit weaker than my left wrist. So I'm going to, whatever weight I can do with my right wrist, I'm going to do that with my left wrist. That's another thing I'm going to talk about. When you want to work about imbalances, you should not be doing more weight on the arm that's stronger, else you're just going to continually get stronger but still have that imbalance. So I'll make a video about that altogether. And then I like to end my upper body workouts with just a decent arm pump. You just get bands. I do 100 reps of extensions and 100 reps of band curls. This is good for tendon health. It gives you a tiny bit of hypertrophy. It's not a huge mass builder, but when you complement these exercises with traditional free weights or traditional curls, traditional extensions, then you're going to get the best of both worlds. But this is more, think of this as, I don't want to say rehab exercise because I'm not injured, but it can be if you are, but think of it as like a prehab exercise where you're thickening the tendons in a way that heavy weights won't. You're getting a lot of blood into the tendons. So yeah, that's the best way to put it. Think of this as rehab. If this should not be your main arm builder, it should be something you do at the end of a workout with a very brisk pace. It should not take longer than, I don't know, I'd say if you're doing 100 reps of each, maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes max. But here's the breakdown of the workout. It was a pretty good one, and have yourself a great day, ladies and gentlemen.